Don't act too excited, babe.
I am excited.
To be in a video. My husband and I just got out of our appointment not too long ago. We just had lunch and just wanted to give you guys an update.
At this point, I think they know my name's Dustin. You don't have to call me your husband.
Oh, did I say that's my husband, Dustin?
You always do.
Okay.
At this point, I think they know I'm Dustin.
Dustin. That is how you spell his name.
Hi. I'm her husband.
Oh man, well, we did just leave the appointment. It was a little much to take in. Again, the surgery date is November 2nd, so put that down in your calendar and please pray November 2nd. So it's a lot sooner than I wanted it to be. I guess I know we just need to do it and get it over with, but I'm really nervous and scared. But in the surgery, it's gonna be a pretty big surgery. So we're gonna take out the lesions in my liver, and he did confirm that he looked at the scans again, and it even looks better than he thought it was, and he's fully confident that he can get all the cancer out of my liver, and then the mass of my colon will be taken out, and then I'll have a chemo pump put into my stomach as well that will shoot straight chemo to my liver, and then also get my gallbladder taken out, which I didn't know that was going to happen today. And so
It surprised her when he said it. She said, "Oh, really?" And then, what was it?
I was like, "You're going to take my gallbladder
no,
out?"
she said, "Oh, you mean I'm losing my gallbladder?" And the doctor, in a very nice way, was like, "Well, you're losing your part of your liver too." And so, that's a little more important. But she didn't think of it that way. She asked if she had 2 gallbladders. Like, will there still be one? Can you take that out? Is that okay?
Oh, he was like, "No, you only have 1 gallbladder." And I was like, "Well, listen, I didn't even know where my colon or my liver was either." So, just learning so much. He actually laughed and smiled at that one. You know, some doctors are real serious, like, And I'm like, "Oh, sorry." But anyways, yeah, so it's going to be a really big surgery, and I'm really nervous. But I know through your prayers and by God's grace, I will be able to get through this just like I have everything else. I had a little bit of a meltdown while I was in there with the poor little nurse who came in, and he was trying to tell me about the prep work that I was going to have to do, like leading up. It's going to be a pretty intense prep work. Yeah, and I just kind of lost it because also I'm going to have to do chemo every 2 weeks now, plus the chemo pump. So yeah, I'm just not excited about it at all because I don't want to feel like doo-doo all the time, but that's okay. We'll just do what we have to do to get through by God's grace. But I wanted to share with you, my sister-in-law Cole sent me this really pretty, beautiful verse in Psalms 1. It's Psalms 147. I'm gonna have you unlock that for me. And I wanted to share it with you guys because I just learned so much from it. It's a psalm written by King David, and he went to battle a lot. It's like he was scared a lot, and he's like praying that the enemies, like, God protect me from my enemies. You know, I'm just needy, God. I'm poor and I'm needy. And I was telling my husband this morning, Dustin. I was telling my husband this morning that it was interesting to me reading that Psalms 140, and a lot of the Psalms King David writes, he talks about how he's poor and needy. And I thought that's really interesting because he's King David. He's not really poor. Yes, maybe he's needy, but when you think of, you know, poor and needy, you think like literally poor, and financially poor. But what I came to realize is that he was talking to the Lord. So in Psalms 140 it says, "Oh Lord, my Lord." And he does that a lot in the Psalms. He says it a lot in the Psalms. "I am poor and I am needy. Oh Lord, my Lord," because he's talking to his Father and he's realizing his relationship with God and who he is compared to Christ and not who he is compared to his neighbor. So if he compares himself to his neighbor, yeah, he's rich and he's not needy. He has all the help that he needs because he has all the money that can provide everything. But when you talk to the Father and you compare your life to who Christ is and who you are, like how holy God is, and you see yourself in that lens, you realize you really are poor. You realize you really are needy, exactly where Christ wants us sometimes, so that we will cry out and God, we can ask God to deliver us and he can be our strength. we don't really know that we need a Savior unless we understand how poor and needy we are. And so it was just a really cool example for me to realize that, like, we all have to realize that there's a need every day. There is a need for the gospel every day. It's not just come to salvation. It's not just when you're baptized and saved. Like, understanding your need for a Savior every day, your need for prayer every day. And he got that. King David got that in his prayer life. Like, you are my Lord and I'm talking to you. So I see myself right now, like, bow down in reverence that I need a Savior and I need you to help me. But one thing that, it just made me cry and weep this morning. And last night I was reading it. Oh Lord, my Lord, the strength of my salvation, you have covered my head in the day of battle. You have covered my head in the day of battle. And when I read that, I was like, yes, Lord, you cover my head in the day of battle. And then I asked the Lord, I said, but God, where are you before the battle? Like, what do we have before the battle? And I felt like in my spirit, he was saying, well, before the battle, before you even knew you had a need, I'd already given you the helmet. I'd already protected you, and I have grace upon you, and I'm a shield on you. So before you even knew you had cancer, before you even knew you needed me, I'd already equipped you. I'd already given you the helmet. I've already covered your head. And I just had to sit for a moment and just be like, this is exactly it. This is exactly what I needed right now. That to be reminded that whatever suffering we're going through before we walk in, he's already equipped us. That's how long suffering, how compassionate Jesus is. That he talks about that in the Bible, that before you even loved me, I loved you first. Before you even knew that you needed me, I saved you. While you were still yet in your sin, dead in your trespasses and sins, I chose you. I loved you. And I just thought, okay, I can, like, knowing that was like another pump in my walk and with the Lord to get through this journey. It's like, okay, you've already equipped me. And I said it over and over again in my mind after our appointment. God, you have covered my head in the day of battle. And I looked up the word cover, and
she didn't say it in her mind. She said it out loud.
I said it out loud.
Quite a bit.
I did.
It was quiet, but it was out loud.
Here, can you open this? So I looked up the word, covered, in the Blue Letter Bible app, which is really cool. And the biblical usage of that is to block, overshadow, screen, stop the approach, shut off, cover. So God is our protector, and when he covers our head, he is saying, I'm overshadowing you. Like, before cancer can harm you, before your days are ended, I cover you, I protect you. It is me. So it has to come through my loving hands before it can get to you. I say yes or no to what cancer has a hold on you. And so that just really gave me so much encouragement today, that he is a protector and he covers me for the day of battle. And I just thought of football players who get a helmet before the plow, before the game, and how soldiers put a helmet on before the battle. You don't put the helmet on as the arrows come at you. And so it was just a picture of, like, me, God covering my head, putting the helmet on before the battle, like now. And in my mind, the battle is going into surgery in the 6 months of chemo after that. So just pray that can be all encouragement to us whenever we're walking through suffering, that God will just put a cover over our head for the day of battle, but to know that before we even know there's a need, he is there equipping us and loving us, and that is who God the Father is. So love you guys. November 2nd is the date. Keep praying. Anything you want to say, boo?
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Just thank you. Love you guys.